guys? Welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. This is my guy. Sounds like he's about 23, maybe 24. And he shares his story how months ago he kicked his girlfriend to the curb, his college girlfriend, after he found out what she really did to make money during college. But you're going to see she wasn't his girlfriend all throughout college, only the senior year. Senior year, she expressed interest in him, even though he had asked her out freshman year. He asked her out freshman year. She wasn't interested. Friend zoned him. And he stayed in the friend zone all those years. And only when she was about to graduate, then she expressed interest. Which backs up how you ask a girl out once and they turn you down. No hard feelings, but you don't get with them later in time when they show interest. Because I tell you guys all the time, gals will reject good guys because they want to have fun with Chad and Tyrone. But when they're ready to start settling down, maybe the last year of college or when they graduate, then they go back to the guys who are good guys. And those guys get the bare minimum. And you're going to see here, this is exactly that. So it'll be a good one to go on. This is a good one on multiple fronts, guys, to tell you about how you got to pay attention, how you don't let yourself be in the friend zone, how you understand that if they weren't interested in you when you're younger, but now they are when you're starting to have resources, be aware it's about the resources, not about you. They haven't grown up. It's just about your resources. Then they're done with Chad and Tyrone, or Chad and Tyrone's done with them. And of course, when you find out things really about them, you have every reason to end it if you see accordingly. Oh, and by the way, the last lesson, they always come back. So kick back. This is an entertaining one. He says, "Hello, SSM. I came across your content about 3 months ago, and you helped me handle my recent girlfriend's infidelity like a boss. Well, I'm glad to be of service, brother. Here's how you and Bill Burr have said the following that I used against my ex when I caught her." Oh, you're a fellow Bill Burr fan. Guys, if you don't know who Bill Burr is, he's a comedian. He's hilarious. Check him out on YouTube. I'm pretty sure if you like my material, you'll like his comedy. Bill Burr said the following. Number 1, girls love drama. Number 2, they can crocodile tear to get you to feel bad for them. 3, they will say the most crazy crap to get you to blow up so that they can play the victim. 4, they will give you the minimum. And 5, they always come back. Well, Bill knows what he's talking about. Going into this breakup, I was armed with the knowledge to frustrate her into her true nature and coming out. So here's my story. It is a good one. He says, I met my girl in college. We both graduated from Belmont University in Nashville. We met as freshmen in literature class, and we hit it off the first day of class. We both were 18 at the time, and I liked her because she was really, really funny. We both liked the same type of humor, and she wasn't offended by bro type of humor. Okay, well, that's a cool girl. But beware of the girls that are too cool of girls that can just be one of the guys and hang out with the guys, but is wearing a skirt so high that her ass is hanging out. She was from Mississippi and was into music. Usually the girls into the arts are out there. During the time we were in college, I was friend zoned. I would get frustrated with her because I knew we would be great together, but she always said that we were perfect as friends. Guys, once a girl friend zones you, do not take her back. That means you're not good enough. And you were probably saying and doing plenty of things that just completely turned her off. And that's that. And I'm sure you're a great guy. Don't ever take him back. That could be someone you can make as a side piece, but that ain't relationship material. I was a simp, so I just wanted to get my chance. The girls who were available to me, I was not interested in because as a young dude, you want the hot chick. I'm sure there were some girls that liked you that were good looking. It's just for whatever reason you didn't want them. And by the way, you know why the girls wanted you that you didn't want? Because the ones that you don't want, you acted natural around. You were indifferent. You didn't give a shit. But girls like the one in this story here, you acted different around, and that turned her off, no doubt. Something to think about. I friend zoned a girl who was into me because while she had a great personality, she was not as attractive as the girl I was interested in. Bill Burr always said how guys are visual and will naturally go for attractive women. Well, that was me. No, that's every guy. Looks is the top of our list, and any guy that says so is full of shit. Yeah, you see a pretty girl and guys start acting differently unless they have experience and know how to handle themselves. Try his best, gentlemen, to treat them all the same and be indifferent. Yeah, I know that's tricky, and the hotter she is, guys they completely change, but seriously. Try to treat The girls that you're attracted to, like the ones you have zero interest in. It's amazing what happens. Anyhow, my roommate Mike from California was really one of the funniest dudes I ever met. He could get girls so easily just because of his personality. He would tell me, if you can make a girl laugh, you can get the girl. Well, it made my crush laugh, but would still be friend zone. I didn't get it. Mike told me to forget about her, but I just could not. Smack. Dude, it's one chick. For God's sake, you're in college. They're everywhere. Big deal, doesn't work out with her so much, but it's at the end of the day, it boils down to our fucking egos. Men's stupid egos, men's stupid pride. We can't, we become obsessed with what we can't have, that type of shit. And women do this too. Fast forward to our senior year, and she finally let me have my chance. Smack. Finally let you have your chance. Oh, Her Royal Highness here. No wonder she friend-zoned you, because I can tell you put her on the pedestal like she's a fucking queen. When she walked by, did you throw goddamn rose petals in front of her like in Coming to America, what they were doing to Eddie Murphy? Really? We were great together. I knew we would be. We would do couples shit all over Nashville and made each other laugh every day. So, all college, she's hooking up with other dudes, or at least not you, and you're just waiting around pining for her. Do you think that's much of a catch in her eye, do you? And why do you think she's settling with you now all of a sudden? School's almost over. Time to lock in a nice guy. Even though the bedroom, says here, we would do couples shit all over Nashville and made each other laugh every day. Even though the bedroom life was bland, she was a missionary with the lights off kind of gal. Every day was just a great new day until Did you just say it was bland in the bedroom and missionary and all that? You got the bare minimum? Gee, I wonder why. Because she didn't think too highly of you. We both graduated from Belmont. We got really good internships with record labels in Nashville, and things were looking like we were going to have the perfect life. Is this really how you were thinking back then? I'm assuming now you don't think that way with this, we'd be so great together and have the perfect life and blah, blah, blah. This is stupid Hollywood bullshit. But you were young. I saw a friend of mine at a bar and we were catching up. I told him that I was dating her, and he looked at me really funny. He said, "You know about her, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah, we've been friends since freshman year." And he said, "Dang, I wouldn't F her with your dick." Huh, she has a reputation, except this guy doesn't know it. I looked at him and said, "What are you talking about?" He said, with her, with the amount of dudes she's been with, I'm surprised you're with her. Oh, that's a wonderful thing that no guy I'm being sarcastic, and no guy wants to hear that about their girlfriend. He says she would go out almost every night to different bars and hit on rich guys and sell herself. He said at one bar, the staff named her Date Grape. I told him I did not believe him, so I picked up his phone and called a couple other guys, and they verified that she was indeed a prostitute. And so she made her money and all that through college, and when she was ready to be done with that life, then she contacted you. A sure thing. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. I have to say that I didn't feel well and that my heart stopped feeling. Yeah, I can imagine. I felt like I wanted to instantly throw up. I felt grossed out in a way that I've never felt before. I was a virgin when we got together. There's a fucking surprise. And even though I knew she was very active, I didn't care. I had the girl I wanted. Smack! God's sakes. Now I feel like I gave it away for nothing. Man, I've been doing this long enough. I've lived long enough. Bro, it's just early on, I could just see, you don't have to give a whole lot of information. I can connect the dots who you were. You were that nice guy, that clueless nice guy. And there's a reason she rejected you. Because you probably put her on the pedestal, kissed her ass, made out to be the queen. She's probably like, ugh. Plus, she needed to make her money. Says here, I got back to the apartment and confronted her as soon as I opened the door. Knowing from you that girls like drama, I asked her to sit with me at the table. She came out and kissed me on the forehead, and all I could think about is how many you-know-whats had been in that mouth. Uh-huh. I told her I saw a classmate today at the bar, and he told me that you were a prostitute. She looked at me with a gaping mouth. Really? She's used to that position. And she said she would never do something like that. like she'd admit it. I said, no, tell me the truth. Did you pick up rich men in bars to F them? She said, absolutely not, and how dare I accuse her of that? She started crying, shocker, and I calmly said, no, I believe him, and I heard it from other classmates. I did not get emotional. I just said, I gave my effing virginity to you. Since you obviously were so into her throughout college, I don't know how you didn't know about this. Seriously. I mean, I'm going to guess you weren't stalking her or anything, but you definitely kept tabs on her. She then started yelling at me, saying how much of a loser I was, and that the reason I was a virgin was because of how I never made a move, or made a move that you liked me. I said, oh no, I broached the subject many times, but you always said that we were perfect friends. She then cried more, and I said, stop it, I don't care anymore. Well, it's over. This is why, gentlemen, girlfriend zones you ask her out, she's not interested, you move on. And if later on down the road she comes back to you suddenly saying, okay, there's probably a reason for that. Because now you're suddenly good enough when all the other guys that she really likes, or who's been paying for her services, are no longer into her or whatever. She then said that she was trying to protect me from her because she was so damaged. But that she saw how much of a good guy I was, and she did not want to miss out on marrying a good man. That's probably the most truthful statement she's made. Really, I believe that. She wanted to wait and do all that and then find her good man. She knew you were a good man. She knew you were a good man from the... I'm sure you are a good man. You were clueless. But she knew you were a good man freshman year. But she's not going to stay with that good man freshman year. She's got college to have fun with and make money and all that. But she'll keep you on layaway. Give you just enough breadcrumbs to keep you coming back for more. So when she's ready, boom, you take her with open arms. And that's what you did. That's why you don't take back somebody that breaks up with you or somebody that rejects you and puts you in the friend zone. Say, okay, no hard feelings, and you move on. I replied to her and told her that she effing lied and that I cannot be with someone who is a liar. Oh yeah, and also someone that sold herself. I'd go right to the doctors, my friend, and get an STD or STI, whatever test you can get. She said it wasn't a lie. Why does her past matter? Okay, fine. If your past doesn't matter, then my future shouldn't matter. See what she says there. I said, because I would never date a gal who was a prostitute because it was gross. Why did you do it? She again cried. Again, more crying, huh? And said she liked the money. She grew up poor and liked having money to get nice clothes and go out to eat. She can't get a job working at fucking Chipotle, or I can't ever pronounce it right, or Target, and get some money to feed herself and buy her some things, when there's a Black Friday sale or something like that. She's got to resort to the pole or riding dudes' poles or something like that, really? Yeah, huh? I told her I cannot remain in this relationship. She then went on full Tuscan Raider and tried to give me a hug. I'd be like, keep those hands, especially that mouth, away from me, honey. I dodged her hug and walked into her bedroom and locked the door. She sat outside of the door and cried and yelled so much that the police came because the neighbors thought there was violence going on here. Here we go. She let the police in and they knocked on the door to the bedroom. I opened up the door and they said there was a noise complaint that sounded like domestic violence. Notice that she didn't say at the door, no officers, there's no violence going on here. I told them that I found that my girlfriend used to be a you-know-what in college, and I confronted her about it. She said that you got physical. She said that you got physical with her. Holy shit! Now she's lying to the cops. I said I absolutely did not, and I can prove it because I had my iPhone out and I recorded the whole conversation. You actually recorded the conversation. Thank God. Imagine if you didn't. Clearly, you learned something from watching this channel. They listened to it and asked if I wanted to press charges for false accusations. I said no, I just want her out of the apartment. Smack! I would have pressed charges. What does she learn from this? That she can get away with it. Because guess what? What would have happened if you didn't record that conversation? You'd be in handcuffs and thrown back into the cruiser and be spending the weekend in prison in jail before you can maybe get bailed out. And you'd probably make some special friends that weigh 350 pounds and are hairy dudes wanting to have their fun with you. Yeah. Thank God you had recorded that. You think she would have shown mercy? I would have pressed charges. They said that because she lives here too, they cannot remove her from the apartment. I said, fine, I will leave. I ran to a hotel room, and while you have said let her go to the hotel room, don't buy into the drama, and I just removed myself from the situation for safety's sake. Okay, I can understand that. Yeah. And by the way, how long you been living together? Clearly you guys weren't together too long before you started living with her. So I moved into a small townhouse outside the downtown and had a moving company get my stuff out of the apartment so I wouldn't have to be there. It cost me $5,000 to break the lease. Ouch. I paid for the whole thing because I was just done. I'm weirdly not all that sad about the situation. You give advice about friend zoning and to focus on my grind. I take that to heart to know, and I will be okay. He says, however, as a seventh, they always come back. One night, I saw her in a Broadway bar after a Predators game. She screamed out my name and gave me a hug. Really? After all this? We were cordial with each other. I wouldn't be. But when she said we should get together sometimes and we could be great friends again, I told her that it wouldn't be a good idea because of her past, or our past. Her face got really serious, her eyes welled up, and she turned around and walked away. You know, I'm not all surprised. After everything that happened, her lying to you, you being with a girl that not only in her past made an income by servicing dudes, probably still did that while she was with you, risked you potentially catching something, and then lied to you, and then made a big drama fest and made false accusations to the police, and yet she wants to give you a big hug and we can be friends. Because in her mind, her perception of you is you're the same old guy that you'll take her back. It's amazing. I am Catholic, so there's a church near me that has a lot of young women from various colleges, as well as a lot of new people to the area that have formed a young adult group. I'm 22 and have my whole life ahead of me. You say get to know your girl. Well, I knew her for 5 years and I still didn't know her. I sometimes think it is a crapshoot. Many thanks. Well, anyhow, there you go, an abrupt ending to his story here. That was an interesting one. Now, he said at the end, I knew her 5 years, but I didn't really know her. No, you aren't with her for 5 years. Okay, you're with her, sound like, for maybe a year or a little bit longer than that. And even then, all those years that you thought you knew her, you saw what you wanted to see. You met her, and immediately your mind was going in like these stupid these movies and romance stories, rom-coms, that type of thing. You know, you thought she was the most amazing girl, and you imagined the perfect, amazing relationship. Stupid SIMP crap like that. Okay? And you lost your virginity to a prostitute. Good God, man. And yeah, that was her prime, so she got plenty of business then, you know. But so let's I want you to learn from your mistakes, brother. And remember, if you ask a girl out, you express interest and she rejects you, don't take it personally. Don't be a jerk. No hard feelings, and you move on, and that's that. And if down the road they come back wanting to be with you but you weren't good enough in the first place, don't take them back. Because there's a reason they weren't interested in the beginning, but now they're interested. Because obviously the type of guys they really wanted didn't want them. Now I can get it if you asked a girl out and she just got to have a relationship and that's actually truthful and she's recovering and all that. Okay, that's fine. But if purely she was on the market and you weren't good enough for her, okay, fine. We have our preferences, but don't let her come back into your life and take her back or start dating her down the road when all of a sudden you're magically good enough for her. No, there's going to be issues with that. Okay? That's what they do. They'll reject good guys, and down the road when they're done with Chad and Tyrone, or Chad and Tyrone's done with them, then they go for guys like you, and look what happens. Does that mean they're all going to be situations like this? No. But it's amazing how similar they are, except usually the case is, instead of paying for it, these gals just hooking up every dude left and right, and then they want to find that nice guy. And notice that she came to her senior year, right when you guys are about to be done and start the real world. She wanted the nice guy to marry, right? Seriously, it's classic. So, bro, you need to work on yourself. I know you're new to the channel, and that's good you're here and you've learned some things, and you handled it while breaking up with her. Good for you. But you really need to dig deep as to why you bought into that crap, why you pined for her for all of college. I didn't hear anything else about you having any other girlfriends or hookups during college, because it sounded like you're waiting around for her. That's ridiculous. Now, Obviously, you graduated, you focus on your studies, that's good for you. So what I recommend going forward is now putting everything into your grind, your career that you embarked in. You said you're in the music industry now. Wonderful. That's awesome. I wish you all the best. You're a young guy. I guess you're 23. I forget how old you said you were, early 20s. That's your purpose, not chicks, okay? But in the meantime, watch this channel, listen to these stories, listen to stories that are similar to things you've done wrong, so you can find out where you went wrong. And other good channels out there. Read books, work on yourself, better yourself in all capacity, and dig down deep why it is that you pined for this one chick for all those years. Work on not treating the girls that you like, or shall I say, learn to treat all the gals the same and be indifferent, and that way then, you know, the ones you like aren't rejecting you, and the ones that want you are the ones you don't want. That's just how it works. And do a much better vetting process in the future before you get involved with anybody. I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine. I don't know how many people went to your school, but other people obviously knew about her. I don't know how you didn't know about her, but I think your head was in the sand and you just didn't want to hear anything. I don't know. But anyhow, quite the story there. I'm glad you're all right. I'm assuming you went to a doctor and got a test to make sure you don't have anything wrong with your you-know-what. So in the future, don't make the same mistake. Listen to my advice. Educate yourself. Work on your grind, your purpose. You're going to be okay. But be careful, because this will not be the first time a woman's perception of you being the marriage material type, will happen. And be careful who suddenly gets interested in you that wouldn't give you the time of day back in the day. Because I've told you guys a lot of times, I say, gentlemen, if you're the type of guy that in high school and college the girls weren't into, the pretty girls, the girls you really wanted, and all of a sudden you're graduating or you get into your career and now they're interested in, there's a reason for that. Probably because they're not ready to find the good man. Be careful, really. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you got a good story to share. Email me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.